Well, John, thanks for joining us today for a little discussion about ICam and telling us a little bit about your lab. So, John Lee, you've got your own lab out there on the East Coast. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Artisan Dental Lab?
So my lab is in Chantilly, Virginia, and we opened 8 years ago. My dad has 30 years of experience, and I've been learning the analog workflow from him.
Okay.
And I'm keep pushing the digital side every day.
Yeah. Very good. So you're sort of trying to transition the lab away from an analog workflow to more of a digital workflow.
Right.
That's fantastic. So what was it about the ICam that first caught your interest and made you decide you wanted to bring that into your dental lab?
So we do many cases, like mixed up all cases like crown, bridge, implant cases, and of course the full arch implant hybrid cases. And when it comes to the hybrid cases, we do a lot of back and forth with the doctor's office. So we make a verification check. Doctor will try to connect inside the patient's mouth, and we make a model, and we do back and forth a few times, and we finally go for the final one. And the final one will sometimes break, or even if it's fitting, it's not a passive fit. So later we could have problem, or from the beginning it won't fit, even though the provisional was fitting before. Because of course the provisional was a little bit flexible, so
Soft
it was
material.
fitting. So when this came out, like 3 years ago, I really wanted to get this from the beginning, but I had to convince my dad to get this one, and he's telling me why do we need a expensive scanner, $40,000 scanner, and I see the results from many other doctors using this every day. And I see that if I do this, then we can probably save the doctor's time, the patient's time. We could go from a scan, and we can try a provisional, we can try a prototype, and then go to the final directly instead of having some kind of fit issue.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. And we were chatting before, and you were telling me a little bit about the growth that you've seen in your dental lab since you've incorporated ICam Photogrammetry. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, so we did about 4 hybrids a month, and I got this scanner like December last year, so one month, a little more than 1 month, and I've been using it since then. And last month we did 20 cases, and it's keep growing. Every day I'm telling the doctors we need to use this. There are so many doctors and patients out there. I really think all doctors need to use this because the work is so much easier than before.
No, that's great. And growing, 5x is pretty impressive. Going from 4 arches on average a month to 20 is fantastic. And so you mentioned there the feedback you've been getting from the doctors. I assume they like the efficiency with the technology, the predictable outcomes. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about that?
So many doctors already, they're very used to the analog workflow, like making verification check, and they're telling me, why do we need to do something new when they have been working using that workflow for many years? And it's screwing in. I'm a little bit skeptical how accurate that is. But I kept telling them let's do this. I keep having meetings, go for lunch meetings, or schedule a time to explain, bring the scanner to the doctor's office, and we try one case, and they will call me back next time. We have a patient coming next week, tomorrow. So I go there weekdays, weekends. And we're having very good results.
That's great. It's great that doctors have an experience with the ICam one time, and then they're reaching out to you, asking you to come back and treat more of their patients.
Oh yeah, and it's so easy to use. I've been scanning like once or twice for the same doctor, and 2 days ago I was letting the doctor hold the scanner. The ICams are already inside the patient's mouth, and the doctor is holding it, and it's very easy. It only takes a few seconds to scan, and that's it. And doctor is asking like, are we finished already?
Yeah.
Because they used to spend a lot of time like connecting everything together inside the patient's mouth and take it out.
Yep.
Yeah, all that work gone.
It's great. So that ease of use and the efficiency and the patient experience improvements, you're definitely seeing that.
Yeah.
You go to the offices. Last question from me, John. What would you say to any other dental lab that are looking to make the transition from analog to digital workflow and incorporate the ICam photogrammetry system?
So I see many labs still using the analog workflow, and doctor's office also using the analog workflow. For full arch cases, we need to have this, otherwise it's not going to fit up, because I'm getting a lot of cases other labs work on, and at least when I scan it and compare with the previous data, I'm seeing at least 1 or 2 implants that are slightly off.
That's great. So really the efficiency, the patient experience, but also that accuracy and precision, it gives you, those predictable results that your doctors are looking for.
Right.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Well, there you have it. Another happy ICam user here for their hands-on training today in Huntsville, Alabama. If you're interested in looking at the ICam technology as a dental lab, feel free to reach out.